I'm Neve Cassidy, a former social care worker who, after having my own children, found a calling as a childbirth educator and lactation consultant. Back when I started this journey, I faced the same challenges many of you might be experiencing right now, struggling to get enough clients to make my business viable long term. I knew in my heart that I had the skills and knowledge to make a difference, but the thought of marketing and selling left me feeling a bit uneasy. I didn't want to compromise my authenticity and values just to attract clients. I invested in trainings and mentorships, and I tried various strategies that I learned, but it often felt like I couldn't implement a lot of it because what I was being taught didn't match my values as a birth and postpartum worker. That's when I decided to take matters into my own hand. I embarked on a mission to learn, to experiment, and to find ethical and authentic ways to share my expertise, support my clients, and build a sustainable practice. Today, I'm proud to say that I run a thriving private practice, and I'm here to share my insights with all of you to help you to do the same. Join me on this journey as I help you bridge the gap between your passion for supporting new parents and the success you deserve. Together, we'll discover the power of ethical, authentic, and effective approaches, not only to make a living, but also to make a positive impact in the world of birth and postnatal care. Let's get started on this empowering journey together. Well, hello, my friends. It's that time of year again. New calendars, fresh planners, and a long list of resolutions. We swear we're going to stick to this time, but let's be honest, how many of these promises actually last past February? Or maybe you get as far as March. So, in today's episode, I'm going to talk about why we are scrapping resolutions that don't work and how to approach your business and your life in 2025 differently. So, if you've been following me for a while, that I am into journaling and that I am into goal setting and my planner, but there's a difference between planning and resolutions. I used to, every January, put in different resolutions about how many workouts I was going to do or what kind of a business person I was going to be. And I'd get my new leggings or I'd sign up for the subscription on my Fitbit and do a couple of workouts and then forget all about it because it just didn't fit into my life or my motivation just wasn't there. So this isn't about fitness. It's about how we set ourselves up to fail with these type of New Year resolutions. So why do we think that resolutions don't actually work? We have those examples, I'm going to work out more, I'm going to double my income, I'm finally going to stick to my budget. And part of why these things can fail is because there is no specific plan or measurable progress attached to them, or we're not focusing on the outcome of what we want. So we're focusing on the what, as in I'll exercise 3 times a week, I'll double my income, without connecting it to the why of something. Like for me, I've been trying to get fit again for probably really with intention for the past 2 or 3 years, but haven't managed to do it myself at all. So I know how to work out. I've worked out and been healthy and fit and strong before. I've been at a weight that I'm more comfortable with before. I've eaten well before. So I know how to do these things. But when I was just setting resolutions of I'm going to work out 3 times a week without really investing in the why I want to work out 3 times a week, it just didn't happen. So when I was able to connect it to the why, which was for me, it was after my mom's fall and she broke her upper thigh bone, which really, really impacted on her life, and still almost 2 years later is really impacting on her life. I really became intentional about how I didn't want to how I wanted to be strong as I go into my older years, and how I don't want something as simple as tripping on the pavement to be life altering for me. So my why is that I want to be healthy and strong and old and not just old. So for me, when I started focusing on the why and what I wanted to feel, and I wanted to feel strong and healthy as I got older, when I focused on the goal and not the action, things started to shift. And that was really, really helpful in the start of changing my journey in that particular area of my life. So when I got really, really clear on why, it opened up more for me to be able to seek and receive the support that I needed to get me there. And it was then when I saw a colleague doing a workout on her Instagram and I thought, I want that. That's what I want. But if I hadn't shifted my focus to what it was, the outcome that I wanted, which was to be strong, and then I saw this person being strong on their Instagram, then I wouldn't have reached out to find out how she had got there. And then I wouldn't have found my fitness coach that has helped me increase my strength and be on the journey to get into the place where I want to be with it. And that support, that accountability from the coach and the group that I'm part of has made all the difference in me keeping this up for almost 7 months now, rather than stopping after a few weeks, which I had a tendency to do. The other problem with resolutions is that we tend to go at them all or nothing. So we're really, really good at first. And if it's a business resolution, like I'm going to post every day on social media. So we put in a plan, we start posting, we post every day until we're halfway through the month and something happens and we miss a day. And then we think, oh, well, feck that. I've missed a day now. What's the point? And we just throw it all out in this, all or nothing kind of approach, rather than being able to pause, take stock, and get going again. So resolutions in that way just can be so ineffective. So what is it that you can do instead? How are you going to start 2025 differently? So what I'm suggesting that you do is replace these vague resolutions with really, really clear intentions, with the motivation for the outcome that you want. So instead of I'll work out 3 times a week, focus on I want to feel strong and healthy so I can enjoy my life as I age. Or instead of I'm going to post on social media every day, focus on that you want to create a sustainable business that gives you financial freedom and time for your family. So what is it that you want at the end of it? What's your motivation? What's going to keep you going when things get tough? Then when you have your overall intention, your motivation of the why you want the things that you want and how they're going to make you feel, instead of just focusing on that, because they can be quite vague as well. We want to break it down. We want to break them down into goals and smaller achievable steps. So instead of deciding that in 2025 you are going to finally launch your antenatal classes, instead commit to the different steps that you need to launch those antenatal classes. In January, I am going to find a venue that is suitable for my events. Then I am going to pick a date. Then I am going to advertise that date. And that advertising is going to look like this many social media posts, reaching out to this many people. So whatever it is, break it down into smaller, achievable steps. So rather than saying, somewhere in your head, you want to fill your workshops, you want to fill your antenatal classes. So you decide I'm going to post on social media every day, but you have no strategy for what those posts are going to be. You're not really working towards that end goal. You just think that if I post on social media every day, then somehow my workshops will magically get filled. So instead, focus on the full workshop, how that's going to make you feel, what it's going to do for your life and your business, and then break that down into the steps that you need to complete to get there. And when you start doing things like that, you can really start to build your systems and your routines around how you get things done. So once you've gone through that process first, say for example, if we're going to focus on I want to fill an antenatal class, and you've put together like a 12-week run up to that, you can then repeat that over and over again, and then for different things as well. So if within that you've set up a routine where you do your content creation once a month, you take one day a month to do your content creation, and then you schedule it all out, and then you have one day a month where you write 3 blogs and you schedule them out for the next 3 months, or one day a quarter. Then you can start creating systems that work rather than constantly trying to reinvent the wheel all the time in your business. And when getting started with these things, this is really where support can come in helpful, but also a bit of reflection. Like, you need to look at what you did last year, what worked, what didn't work, what you want to take into this year, and what you want to change. And this is why programs like my Reflect and Reset workshop exist. When you've got a space to reflect on what's working and you're being guided through a process to do that, success becomes way more attainable and way more likely that you're actually going to follow through on the different things that you want to do. So in the workshop, I take you through loads of different processes, but some of the questions are to reflect on the year that you had already. So looking at what worked last year, what didn't work last year, where did you thrive in your business and in your life, and where did you feel stuck? So even just now, while you're listening to this, even pause me now or after you finish the podcast, think of one success from 2024 and one area you would really like to improve. And then I want you to set intentions, not resolutions. So define what you want to feel or achieve, and then work backward from there to decide how you're going to get to the end goal. So the intention might be, I want to be making enough money so that I can contribute to the household finances and have some additional money to spend on things that I love or enjoy. So then your actions that go along with that might be that you are going to raise your prices. It might be that you're going to change the way some of your services or your offerings work, or you're going to put together packages, and there might be a marketing strategy in that as well. So your intention is that you want to be able to feel financially secure or contribute to the household income and have some left over for yourself. But then we need to look at the actions that you're going to do to ensure that happens. This type of reflection is some of the things that we cover in the Reflect and Reset workshop. It's not just about really vague resolutions, it's about creating clear, actionable plans that align with your goals and values. It's currently on sale for just €17 for the month of January. If you want to pick it up, there should probably be a link in the bio, I would imagine. I'll put one there. So just as a reminder to go back over what we've been talking about, resolutions don't work because sometimes they're too vague and sometimes they're too action focused or specific. And really, when we set resolutions like that, most of the time we lack the support or the external and internal motivation to keep us going. So what we want to do instead in 2025 is we want to get really, really clear on what it is that we want. So then we want to set our intentions of what we want to happen, how we want to feel, and how we want it to impact our lives. And then look at the small steps that we need to do to bring us to that place. And also, if needed, getting some accountability in there as well. So I really, really want to encourage you to reflect on your 2024, your wins and the lessons learned. And if you feel that you could do with a bit of support in doing that, as I mentioned, the Reflect and Reset workshop is available now for only €17, which is the cheapest you will get any of the support that I offer. So just before we finish up, I'd love for you to imagine yourself 1 year from now and you're feeling really aligned and you're achieving your goals and you know that you've built the year that you wanted to happen. You know that you took the actions that you need to take to get you there. It starts today. And with the right approach and the right support, you can and you will get there. Okay, my friends, I hope you have the most wonderful 2025. I have some very exciting guests coming up on the podcast over the next couple of months. So I will hope that you will come back and listen to me again. Talk to you soon. If you enjoyed or benefited from today's podcast, please leave a review on your favorite listening platform.